Привет всем и добро пожаловать на наш видеокурс, где мы будем изучать падежи. Okay, no worries, the course will be completely in English, but it's good if you could understand what I just said. So, hello everyone, my name is Anna, and I'll be your tutor during this amazing journey. And before we go into start, I think it's a good idea just to talk about this course in general, what we're going to do, how we're going to work, and what type of materials we're going to use. So let's talk about it a little bit. First of all, unfortunately, this course is not for complete beginners. I'm talking about A0, A1. I think you should be at least A2 level. Why it's like that? Because here I'm not going to explain, verbs of motion, basic vocabulary, numbers. I think you should know this before you start really digging. And here we go into literally dissect cases. We will talk about many details, and it's good if you know basic vocabulary, basic verbs, nouns, you know how to read, of course, you know numbers. That's why this course is not for complete beginners, unfortunately. If you are a complete beginner and you watching this course right now, you can do at least first two cases, first two parts, nominative case and accusative case. I think it's a good idea for you as a complete beginner because nominative case is something that we learn when we just, A0. An accusative case, it's A1 level, so you definitely can start with these two parts. If you still feel like, okay, this is difficult, I don't understand, this doesn't make any sense, please skip these parts. And when you reach specific level, you can go back and start over. That's what I recommend to do. Next thing is what type of materials we're going to use. And here you can see that I have some presentations, some PDF, and yes, I made it myself, so it's 100% my intellectual property. And here we're going to use this material. And good news for you guys is that this PDF is printable and it's available. You can download it and print it. What I recommend to do is, of course, to print it before you start working, because it's always nice to, make some notes. You can highlight some things, you can add extra information, and of course, you can print it after you work. So it's up to you completely, but I definitely recommend to print it before we start working. Next thing is that after each part, for instance, nominative case, you have practice. And here you have 40 sentences in nominative case, of course. When we finish accusative, you will have 40 sentences in accusative case, and so on after each case. When we finish every case, you will have revision exercise where you have 40 random sentences with many different cases. And good news about it, first of all, that's why I recommend to print it before we start. Yeah, you can really write here. And good news, again, very nice. Good news is when you finish some specific part, for instance, you finish nominative case, you do your practice, you do your homework, so-called homework, you can watch a bonus video where I do the same thing. I write Russian sentences and where I explain why it's correct, or I can really show some common mistakes that you can make here. So you can check your answers, you can check your homework with me. I think it's very nice. Next thing is the pace of this course. You decide how many lessons you want to watch. You can watch 1 lesson per day, or you can watch 10 lessons per day. It's up to you completely, but I really want you to be slow, be patient, and just no rush, because we're going to talk about very important things. As you know, cases, it's the most painful thing. We have more, of course, but I guess this one is number one, the most painful thing about Russian language. So no rush, please. And if we talk about my speed, so here, after analyzing your common mistakes, your questions, I thought that it's a very good idea to create a course which is available. What I mean is, here I'm going to talk about basic terms. Sometimes you guys ask me, what is subject? What is object? And it's totally normal. It's totally fine if you don't know these terms. Why not? So I think it's a good idea to start with basic things. Yeah, when we start nominative, I will explain all the terms that we're going to use during this course. So I think it's good to know all these details. If you already know all these details, you can always skip, or you can just stay with me and maybe you will know something new. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you will learn new details, new things, even if you already know all the cases. Here I added a very important thing, as you can see, useful tips. And I really like this part because here I'm going to talk about common mistakes, some tricks, some maybe formulas that can help you. And if you are my student, you know how I love tricks and some hacks. So we'll definitely do this during this course. I think that's it, and I'm ready to start. So if you're ready to start too, let's get started.